The farmer's solution. The village of Rampur had suffered from a long summer. The riverbed was dry, and even the strongest wells had begun to give only trickles of water. Villagers gathered daily under the banyan tree, discussing their worries. Crops were wilting, and everyone feared hunger was close. Among them was Raghav, a middle-aged farmer known more for his quiet ways than for making big speeches. Unlike others who constantly complained, he listened carefully. One morning, after the meeting ended, he stayed behind, staring at the parched fields. His neighbor, Shyam, asked, "Why don't you say anything, Raghav? Don't you see our crops dying?" Raghav smiled faintly. "Complaints won't bring water. We need to think differently." That night, while others slept, he walked around his land, observing the slope of the soil, the direction of the breeze, and even the smallest patches where weeds still survived. He noticed something important. The little weeds near the boundary wall were still green, nourished by rainwater that had collected and seeped slowly into the ground. The next day, he called a few farmers and said, "Instead of waiting for the river to fill, why don't we trap the rain where it falls?" His idea was to dig small pits across the fields and create channels to guide even a light drizzle into those pits. The water would stay longer and seep into the soil, keeping it moist. Some laughed. "How can such tiny pits save our fields?" one man said. But Raghav quietly began digging on his own land. He dug rows of small, crescent-shaped pits and linked them with shallow channels. When the first light rain came, the pits filled up and held water for days. While most fields turned brown, Raghav's remained green. His crops survived. The villagers, astonished, gathered again under the banyan tree. This time, they didn't complain. They listened. Raghav patiently explained his method, showing how careful observation and simple effort could make a big difference. Soon, others began copying his idea, and the village gradually turned greener. Years later, agricultural officers visited Rampur to study Raghav's fields. His simple innovation, born not from books but from wisdom and observation, was praised widely. When asked where he had learned it, Raghav only smiled and said, "The land itself teaches us if we pay attention."